Split, Croatia, July 8, 2025. Catastrophic storms, hail and gale force winds hit Split and the surrounding area on Tuesday just before 9 a.m., briefly knocking out power and damaging numerous buildings, particularly Poljud and Diocletian's Palace, while strong winds at sea caused ships to collide in the harbor. The footage shared by residents was truly terrifying, with readers reporting that it felt like they were experiencing an earthquake.
Tamo je trampolin. Evo, samo da pogledaš. Ovo nije normalno. Stop.
The streets are flooded. Hail the size of golf balls is falling and strong winds are blowing. Alarms are sounding throughout Split, and citizens are in a bit of a panic. The damage from the storm that swept through Split on Tuesday is enormous. There was extensive damage at the Hajduk Stadium in Poljud, where, according to Bozo Pavkovic, the roof was badly damaged as well as the field, which was completely damaged and flooded. The wind in Split carried parts of a metal structure and smashed cars in the parking lot.
Padali.
Heavy rain accompanied by hail and extremely strong winds, in addition to the damage at Poljud, where numerous roads were flooded, broke trees throughout the city, knocked down parked motorcycles, pushed over garbage containers, broke numerous bars and restaurants, and even blew up some chairs. Incidents were also recorded in the city and north ports, where ships were unmoored due to the unprecedented storm, hitting other ships and causing damage. The worst-hit areas were the basements of Diocletian's Palace and the Peristyle, which were completely flooded, with water reaching up to half a meter in some places. Numerous trees were uprooted from the ground, and damage was also reported to vehicles. The severe storm caused significant damage to the northern side of Marjan. Hurricane-force winds uprooted several trees, and one fell on an off-road vehicle. Firefighters are still on the ground removing branches, he adds, and they will have work to do in the coming days. The damage to Marjan and Sustepan is enormous, and they are closed to visitors due to the threat. The city has appealed to citizens not to enter these parts of the city until the threat is resolved. 10 people who were stranded on Marjan in Bene Bay when the storm began were rescued. They were rescued by boats because they could not be reached otherwise. The storm raged through Split in just a few minutes during the busy part of the day when people go to work, so it is truly fortunate that only about 20 people reported injuries and only minor ones.
Просто ураган за 10 минут. 10 минут. Все пройшло. І все лежить.
Numerous citizens panicked and called all emergency services. According to a rough estimate, a total of 1,000 calls poured in a very short time. People mainly asked for help pumping out water, but also to remove trees that had fallen on parked vehicles. PVC windows and shutters were broken on taller buildings due to the force of the wind. All the major streets in the city center were flooded, and the city was briefly left without electricity.
Я такого ще не бачила. Як добре, що я зараз не на вулиці.
The firefighters and police who are called by citizens for help have a lot of work to do. Emergency medical services also received calls, but it is not yet known how many interventions there were in total. The 112 Split County Center received several hundred calls from citizens during the morning about the consequences of the storm in the Split area, the Civil Protection Directorate announced.
Fat bolt of lightning just hit that tree. Look at it. Oh my, it was the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life.
The extent of the damage in the city is not yet known, but it will certainly be extensive. 24 patients have been admitted to the Unified Emergency Hospital Admissions Department of the Split Clinical Hospital, and their medical treatment is underway. These are minor injuries, such as fractures, bruises, and scratches. Traffic is difficult, and in certain areas traffic is regulated by police officers on the ground. We urge drivers to be extra careful, but we urge all other citizens to be careful due to fallen trees, branches and collapsed objects in public areas, say the police.
У нас, наче, дерева всі цілі, так, шматки гілок.
The entire country has been under yellow alert since Tuesday morning due to the risk of severe weather. The State Hydrometeorological Institute has since raised the warning level from yellow to orange several times, first for the Osijek region and then for the Split region. After the storm in Split, the warning level was also raised for the Dubrovnik region.